Joining me on the phone to get an update and to go into a little bit more detail on the dengue fever situation in South Texas is Dr. Brian Smith with the Texas Department of State Health Services. Hi, Dr. Smith, and thanks for talking to me today.
Certainly.
Okay, great. Well, last Friday, Cameron County sent out a dengue advisory, and they said there was 14 confirmed cases of dengue fever and several under investigation. Has that number changed since then, and what is the total confirmed cases now?
As of today, we have identified 25 IgM positive or PCR positive cases of dengue in Cameron County. Of those, we still have only 6 who are autochthonous or endogenous cases of dengue. We still have some that we haven't investigated yet, haven't interviewed completely. So we're up to 25 confirmed cases of dengue.
That's amazing. And what about the neighboring county of Hidalgo? Would you know the answers to that?
We have 5 cases of dengue identified in Hidalgo, but all of those have a travel history to 4 to Mexico, one to Asia.
Okay, I see. And have any of the patients, I don't know if you can disclose this, but have any of the patients required hospitalization for their illness? Yes,
we've had 6, at least 6 have been hospitalized.
Oh, wow. And I looked at the map, and I see I'm in Florida, and Cameron County borders the Mexican state of Tamaulipas.
Tamaulipas, exactly.
Yeah. And can you tell me how many are locally acquired versus travel acquired?
Well, so far we've not interviewed all of the cases yet because some just became the information we just got back this morning. So some of those are still pending. But we know at least 6 are locally acquired.
Oh, fantastic. And being there this is a question that really bothered me, was being there on the border of Mexico, how do you ascertain locally acquired? How do you know it's not from Mexico, or do you consider Mexico locally acquired?
No, if they travel to Mexico even once within the 2 weeks before the onset of symptoms, we call that a history of travel.
Oh, very good.
So even if they just go across the border into Matamoros, that's considered to be a history of travel, even if they just go one time. So the ones that have a history of travel could have acquired it down the U.S. side, but we're for practical purposes, we just call those as travel acquired.
Gotcha. And has this dengue fever situation been officially declared an outbreak yet?
We're calling it a small outbreak. It's not large because we're dealing with a handful of cases, but
right.
It's one that we've been tracking the situation with Mexico. We maintain close communication with our counterparts in Tamaulipas, and we give weekly exchanges of data with them, and we give them data on what we're seeing, so that we're continually aware. And we've known for a couple of months, 3 months, that they've had cases in the state of Tamaulipas.
Oh, I see. And that part of Texas, the Brownsville area, do you typically see dengue cases down there on a regular basis?
No, the last time we saw dengue that was did not have a history of travel was in 2005.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and again, we tend to see it when there are increased numbers of cases in the state of Tamaulipas. So normally dengue is endemic south of Tampico in southern Tamaulipas, and then every once in a while, when they begin to see a large number of cases into the thousands, then that's when we'll begin to see cases on the Texas side.
Oh, I see. And in your professional opinion, do you expect the numbers to grow?
No, we really don't. We expect that we'll see an increase, that we'll be able to, by active surveillance, call out some more cases in the hospitals, send some more persons for PCR testing in addition to IgM, and that we'll have a few more cases to come on. But as the weather cools off, we'll begin to see, we'll just begin to see fewer cases. We know that in the state of Tamaulipas that they tend to peak out in October, and then they'll see cases in November and December, and then it just kind of gradually goes away. They will have the occasional travel-related case in Mexico as well, but we just expect it to drop off quite a bit come November as the
Okay.
weather cools off.
All right. And my final question for you is, what steps are the health department, environmental health, mosquito control, what steps are being taken to get this under control, for a lack of a better term?
Okay. Well, the cities along the border have been taking extra precautions for several months now because they knew that Mexico had a history, and they knew from binational meetings that we have that there were dengue cases in Tamaulipas, particularly Matamoros. So they began extra adulticiding and larviciding early on.
Sure.
And then we try to work with Mexico and doing jointly. We'll do cleanup campaigns and try to talk people into that. But that's, sometimes that's just hard to talk people into doing. People still, we have an excess number of tires here because of poverty, and people tend to use old tires, and so they discard more tires than the average in the United States.
Right.
So that's a bit of an issue for us. And then just all the plastic containers that people throw out. I'm trying to get people to clean up their yards and then use DEET when they're outdoors walking.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for the update. I really appreciate it. I've been talking to Dr. Brian Smith with the Texas Department of State Health Services. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye.